Hmm, Plaza, Plaza, Plaza.
Good morning, everyone. Bharati.
Ma'am, am I audible?
Yes, you are audible, Noura. Waiting for sir.
Okay, ma'am.
He will join within 5 minutes. We shall start.
Okay, ma'am. Okay, ma'am. Okay.
Good morning, Deepak sir. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Yes, sir. Shall we start, sir?
Not visible.
Okay, Bharati. You can start, Bharati. Sir has joined.
Okay. Welcome the new morning with a smile on your face, love in the heart, and good thoughts in your mind. And you will have a wonderful day. A very pleasant morning to all today. Today, we have gathered here for a All India Faculty Development Program, which we have stepped into 11th day on the topic Emerging Trends in Online Education, organized by Trinity College for Women, Namakkal, and Edugroom India Foundation, Kochi, collaborated with UGC Human Resource Development Center and Bhagatpur Singh Mahila Vishwa Vidyalaya, Haryana. I wholeheartedly welcome our convener, Ms. S. Purnima ma'am, and our chief guests, Dr. Deepak Patnagar sir, retired professor and dean, Department of Physics, University of Rajasthan, Raipur, and our next chief guest, Dr. Swaroop Rai sir, associate professor, Department of Computer Applications, Central University of Sikkim, Gangtok, Sikkim, and my dear participants who are involved in this FDP. Once again, welcome you all. It's time to listen about our chief guest profile. Now, it's my pleasure to invite Mrs. S. Srividya ma'am, Assistant Professor, Department of English, to introduce our chief guest. Welcome you, ma'am.
Thank you, Bharati. Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am. You are audible.
Thank you. A blissful good morning to everyone present. I am indeed honored to introduce the special guest today, who is an accomplished academician. Matru Devo Bhava, Pitru Devo Bhava, Acharya Devo Bhava. We have Dr. Deepak Bhatnagar, and he's from the area and the land where he comes from is of special mention. Heaven, where lies the breathtaking, alluring Kanchenjunga and the majestic view of Gurudongmar and Cholamu lakes. It's just a fascinating wonderland. It's the heavenly abode, the most beautiful Sikkim. Coming to Dr. Deepak Bhatnagar, the most accomplished academician, he has obtained his master's and PhD degrees from the University of Rajasthan, Jaipur, in 1981 and 1986 respectively. He has teaching, research and administrative experience of nearly 36 years. He was a professor and head in the Department of Physics, Dean, Faculty of Science, and Principal of Maharaja College, Jaipur. He was a coordinator IQAC cell, RUSA 10 and 2.0, and DST PERS programs of the university. As coordinator, he has successfully organized 3 MPAT examinations in addition to others. Dr. Deepak Bhatnagar has headed the Microwave and Communication Group in Department of Physics, Communication Group in Department of Physics, University of Rajasthan, Jaipur for nearly 30 years. His main area of research interest is design of antennas for mobiles, wireless, and satellite communication systems. 27 students have been obtained their PhD degrees under his supervision. He has produced more than 200 research papers in international and national journals, proceedings of various conferences. He has authored 6 books so far for UG courses of Rajasthan. He has successfully completed 5 major research projects sanctioned by the ISRO Bangalore and UGC, DST, DIT of New Delhi worth over 2 crores. He is a senior member of IEEE, USA, and fellow of IETE India, and member of several other societies. Sir, your academic achievements are quite breathtaking. We are honored and we are very happy to listen to you, sir. A hearty welcome to our special Chief Guest, Dr. Deepak Bhatnagar. Welcome, sir.
Thank you very much. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Am I audible?
Yes, sir. You are audible, sir.
Audible, sir.
And my screen is clear to all of you?
Yes, sir.
I've shared my screen.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Good morning to all the participants of this course. I have been assigned to discuss the collaborative research and its relevance in terms of India, as well as we have to understand what is the collaborative research and how much it is useful. You know, there was very old song of one Hindi movie. A movie was Naya Daur, and the song was Saathi Haath Batana, Ek Akela Thak Jayega Milkar Booj Uthana. Means we have to come together to accomplish any task that is assigned to us. And that is what a collaborative research. For the presentation of this presentation, I have consulted several websites. This is the list of websites that I have consulted and prepared my presentation for today. Now, the first question is, what is a collaborative research? That I just answered. Researchers working together to achieve a common goal of producing new scientific knowledge. So if we are working together with a common goal, suppose we have initially decided what we have to achieve, and then we are working together to achieve that knowledge, to achieve that idea, then that type of research is known as a collaborative research. Then another question is, who will be the collaborator in a given project? Now there are five parts. There may be 5 parts and there may be more parts, but mainly there are 5 parts. Individual involved throughout the project duration or make frequent substantial contribution. So all those who are involved throughout the project are collaborators. Those whose name appear in the original research program, those responsibility for at least one of the main element of project, such as design or analysis. If appropriate, an individual responsible for a key step in the process, such as producing original hypothesis. If suppose someone has created a hypothesis, and on the basis of that hypothesis, if a team of researchers is carrying out a research activity, then that person who has given the hypothesis will also be a part of collaboration. If appropriate, the original project proposer or funder whose serve is in a more managerial form rather than directly conducting research. So manager who is looking after all the activities He is not a part of research team, but he is overall looking entire activities of the research is also a part of collaboration. So these are the 5 main parts of a project, collaborative project. All individuals who are involved in the project, then all those whose names were appeared in the original program, and then a key person who are involved in designing and analysis of an element, then the creator of hypothesis and the manager. So these 5 are the important part of a collaborative research. Then there are two schools of thought that are there, and one of them is 2 heads are better than one. Something that 2 heads are better than one. Different researchers working together on a project can produce more than twice their separate efforts if their skills and abilities complement each other. While some other think that too many cooks spoil the broth. Some researchers like working in their own style. Some people are not team players, and some don't like sharing credits. So in that way, they are not ready to work in a collaboration. They carry out their research activity in isolation or in a very small groups. But nowadays, particularly in the area of science, because there huge amount of funds are involved, because sophisticated equipments are involved in high quality research, very high precisional equipments are required, and therefore in scientific area, the collaboration is becoming a really important part, and most of the people are joining collaborative project and collaborative research activities. But anyone who has participated in the collaborative research must have realized that there are some problems. One important problem is, if the other side doesn't do work, its share of work, then what to do? Beg or plead? One alternate, beg and plead, and other alternate is end the project. So we generally try to convince someone who is not actually working as per our requirement. We request him, we try to motivate him, and if we find that he is not giving response as per our requirement, either we remove them or we end the project. We think that it should not, because if he is the key part of the project, and without his presence, the project cannot be handled. In that case, it is better to end the project. Now, the requirements of a collaboration are, the most important is on the top, that is trust. We must have trust on each other. Then inspiration. We have to inspire each member of collaborative research. Then exchange of thoughts, exchange of ideas, exchange of results, whatever we have obtained. This is very important in a successful collaboration. Then assist. There may be some team leaders. If we are junior, then we have to assist. We have to help them because they are having more experience. And in that case, we have to assist and we have to support our colleagues. Success, we have to share. We have to share the success, because it is not necessary that we always get successful. In some cases, we get success. In other cases, we get failure. And in both cases, we have to share our success as well as our failure with our team members. So then teamwork is important. Then if we are not working in a proper team, the collaboration cannot be a successful collaboration. Then what is the need of a collaboration? So what is the need of research collaboration? The first important is that some funding agencies favor interdisciplinary research. They only provide funds if we are carrying out interdisciplinary research. Then sharing of resource is another important point, because nowadays huge funding are required in collaborative research, and giving huge fund to a university, to one institution, is not desirable. In that case, what they do, they distribute the fund among several institutions, and they ask each of these institutions to share the resources of one with other. Can have grander scope with more subjects, because suppose in a collaborative research, in a scientific research, suppose a person from physics, a person from chemistry, a person from computer science, a person from psychology, all are involved in the one project, then everyone will have their own thinking, everyone will have their own views. So there will be a more grander scope if more subjects are in subject experts of different subjects are involved in a research project. More credibility and validity of project if investigators with specific experience are involved. So this is also important because we will require some highly talented, not only talented, but highly experienced researchers who can give a proper line of action to accomplish the project in time. Then division of labor. Now that if more and more large number of collaborators are there, then the entire work will be distributed among these individuals. And in that case, the entire work or the division of labor will be there. Learn from other disciplines. This is another important task. Then benefits of collaboration. The first is the maximize output, because as I told just before, two or three slides earlier, that it is expected that if a collaborative research is there, then output will be nearly double, triple, or 4 times, because number of persons are large number of persons are involved in that collaboration. So output will be high. Then impact will also be high. It is understood that in an analysis of 28 million papers from humanities, medical, and social sciences published between 1900 to 2011, that means in 21 years, papers with more authors received more citations. So if authors are large, citations is large. Authors are large means collaboration is there. So in the collaborative research, citations are high, particularly if the authors are from different institutions. Then attract funding. In some of the projects like policy, practice, industry, or internal, or the general public can increase our chances of getting funding. So if we are submitting a project, a collaborative project on any policy decision, on practice, industry, or general public, we can get a fund for that collaborative research very easily. For example, the European Union Horizon 2020 program, which offered nearly 80 billion euros of funding between 2014 to 2020 for research projects tackling with societal challenges, and prioritized collaborative projects. So large amount of funds were given for this type of these important areas. So if the thing is that we have to select a proper topic, we have to select a proper area, then we have to make a real team of researchers and hardworking persons. And then we are submitting a project, then there is a chance that we get a good collaborative project from any funding agency. Then expand your network. Working collaboratively can help us meet potential future employers, mentors, and collaborators. And last is embrace the new. Collaborations are opportunities to learn new skill, make new friends, gain a new perspective, and join stimulating discussions and with experts in your area or in a complementary area. So what if we are doing our research activity in isolation, we will not get a chance to meet many people, and then it will not, and then we cannot gain the knowledge of those all people. How we can meet? Only during a meeting or during a conference or during a seminar, but the discussion will be limited. And in that case, we will not be so benefited as we get benefited in the case of a collaborative research activity. Then there are some challenges of collaboration. I have given few challenges. Sharing of credit and responsibility after joining of more than 2 people for a common purpose. So if large number of people are there, then there may be some difficulties in sharing the credit and responsibility. Then sometimes collaborations do not get initiated, clicked due to unwillingness or of sharing of work, working together. So sometimes people think, the collaborators think that if I have done this work, why I should share this work with all other team members? So this is a very wrong thinking of a collaborative part, because the collaboration requires, the definition of collaboration requires that we have to discuss, we have to share, we have to assess everything with our team members. Sometimes collaborations are often spoiled because of misunderstanding among the participants due to disagreement about what and when to publish. Discontent with slow collaborators. Some collaborators may be fast collaborators, some may be slow collaborators. So fast collaborators can never get satisfied with slow collaborators. So in condition, there may be some misunderstanding between the partners of a project. The type of collaborative research, there are several types of collaborative research, including within the academic institution, between faculty and staff, within 2 departments, faculty and students, among the students. Then second type is between academic institutions. Two or more academic institutions can join hand together to work on a collaborative project. Then academia institution and a government agency suppose government agency is funding, or a research lab is associated with the academic institution in a project, then that will also be a collaborative research project. Then academia, institutions, academia and industry. Now this is getting popularized nowadays because industry is needing the help of academia, because academia provide good manpower for the industry. And so industries are very much interested in making collaboration with the academic institutions, because facilities will be provided by industry and manpower will be provided by academic institution. And with these two, they can have a tie-up, and due to this tie-up, they can obtain very good outcome of the research activity. And then domestic and international collaborations are also there. So international collaborations are becoming very successful in these days. And now differences between traditional and collaborative project management. I have divided it in 2 parts. First is the traditional project management, and second is the collaborative project management. The traditional project management involves a vertical organization. Vertical organization means first PI, principal investigator, then co-investigator, then say research assistant, then research scholar, and then so there is a hierarchy. So this type of hierarchy is known as the vertical organization. So at the top, PI will be there. So this type of organization we term as vertical organization. In traditional project management, the project manager distributes the work of the project to team members. So project manager is the key part, or the principal investigator is the key part of a traditional project. He or she distributes the tasks, ensures that they are properly carried out in a timely manner. Each team member works individually and reports directly to the project manager. A person's work is clearly identified. As each task is clearly identified and separated from others, team members are unlikely to communicate with each other. So this is very important drawback of a traditional project. As each task is clearly identified and separated from others, the team members are unlikely to communicate with each other. So if we are not communicating with each other, we are unable to get a better knowledge And that is why traditional research projects are, these collaborative research projects are replacing the traditional projects. Regularly or at the end of the project, individual realizations are grouped together in order to develop the product in the progress. Each team member bears individual responsibility for the work he or she was assigned. So this type of activity is still popular in India because we are mainly interested in individual research projects, but in different countries, now the collaborative research is becoming more popular. And if many team members from a country are participating in that collaborative project, then the citations will be high, the quality of research will be high, and the number of research papers will be large. And in that case, they will be more successful than those who are working individually inside their room or in a small group of researchers. Now, the collaborative research management involves, now, this is in the previous slide I gave, this involves vertical organization. And now, in a collaborative project, the organization is radically different. All team members have a common goal. There is no hierarchical relationship. The organization is horizontal, and each participant has same importance as the others. So now no one is the leader, and that is why it is known as horizontal organization. In vertical organization, PI is the leader. Here, there will be a manager who will look after all the things, but he will not be the leader of the project. So all are leaders because they will work together as a team, and therefore because a group, each individual is having a task for the collaborative research, and then this task will be discussed among the team members every time, and therefore in this type of research project there is no hierarchical relationship, and therefore this type of organization is known as horizontal organization. It no longer involves individual work grouped together at the end of the project to form a whole. Each task may have a link with other, and above all, each one permanently adds its achievement to the product developed in common. The various elements of the final product are regularly merged. The team members are required to communicate with each other continuously in order to coordinate and help one another. Everyone gains autonomy and his work is valued. Decision-making power is no longer centralized. Each person has the same level of information, and many provide his or her opinion on the project progress, the task to be performed as a priority, and the distribution of work. One goes from individual to shared responsibility. This is very important. Now, this is because now he is not working individually. He is sharing the information, he is sharing his results, or he is sharing everything which he has obtained during his project. Now, the person who is the leader of this project is a manager or a principal investigator, and the responsibility of principal investigator, I am terming it in a very is in a single word, and that word is clear. Clear is having C for communication, L for leadership to manage the project, E for enthusiasm, A for agreements, and R for role and relationships. So if a team members will have to think over this, a team leader will look after all these things. For communication, this is the most important part, because if the team, the in charge of the project is not communicating with each member of the team, the project cannot get success. So he will have to communicate, not only communicate, but he has to communicate regularly on different issues with his team members. And therefore, this is the very important part. Communication part is very important part. So because some people are from different people are from different backgrounds. They are having different difficulties. So and they also have some limitation of work. So he will have to manage all these things. So a manager will, if the manager will not communicate properly with the team members, the project cannot get success. Then the leadership, that he will have to think who and how. This I have quoted here, that who and how. Who will look after the financial issues and how? Who will look after resources and how? Who will look after training and supervision and how? Who will look after formal agreements and how? Who will look after compliance and how? Who will look after scope of research and how? So this is the important part, because he will have to think all over this. These are the key issues, and therefore he will have to handle all these issues. And this is for the project. He will have to make group members motivated and keeping the group on the task. This is his responsibility. Then agreement, clear, CLEA. So next letter is A, agreement, because we have to make an agreement before the starting of project. And agreement must be a well-defined agreement between the all team members. So who owns the materials, how the materials can be used, proper acknowledgement of the resources, accountability, time and duration of the project, and due dates. So he will look after all these, and he will design a memorandum of understanding, and that will involve all these issues, and every member of the team of the project will sign on this agreement, and will responsibility will be assigned, and all these duties will be assigned by the manager or the principal investigator of the project. And then R is role and responsibility. Goals of the project and anticipated outcomes, the role each partner in the collaboration will play, how data will be collected, stored and shared, how challenges in the research design will be made as per requirement, who will be responsible for drafting the publication, the criteria that will be used to identify and rank contributing authors, who will be responsible for submitting the project report and meeting other requirements, who will be responsible for and have the authority of speaking publicly for the collaboration. So these all things will have to handle by the manager, and if he is handling all these roles and responsibility properly, then that project will be a successful project. There are different forms of collaborative research, including one is mentor and mentee, and another is this is the research project may be interdisciplinary, within disciplinary, multidisciplinary, and transdisciplinary. Because I have limitation of time, I'm not going not going in details about these things, but these are the 4 collaborative research: within disciplinary, interdisciplinary, multidisciplinary, and transdisciplinary. Now, what are the benefits of collaboration to the universities and colleges? The far most important is the science requires large, complex facilities, because huge funding is required for the research activity nowadays, particularly in the area of science, and therefore this large amount cannot be offered to a single institution, and therefore all the institutions interested in the same project are asked to come together to form a collaboration, and then the amount will be distributed among all the participants of the collaborative project. Then science requires substantial engineering and instrument development. And generally we think that if suppose we are designing something, some instrument we are designing, or we are involved in some new discovery, then normally in research in the university system, we cannot consider this type of work as the thesis material. So what we do, we invite some research lab or some industry to participate in that project, And this part is assigned because the design of instrument or the new discovery. So this part we request the collaborating agency like laboratories and the industry to please look after that, and our students and our team members will involve in the actual research. Science requiring specialized and smaller facilities that are costly to maintain, because the nowadays very highly precise equipments are desired for the research activity, and these highly precise equipments are very costly, and therefore we need the help of different agencies, different organizations. The minimal acceptable practices in the collaborative research, which university expect to be followed, there is researchers' goal should not only be to achieve the project scientific objects. The goal should also be to strengthen the partnership with the collaborating researchers, so that by the end of the project there remains a legacy of goodwill which translate into a willingness to enter future collaboration. So if we are not working together, if we are not discussing our things together, if we are not sharing our ideas or our outcomes with the collaborating partners, when we will submit the next collaborating project, they will not get agree to associate with us, and then we will not be involved. We will not be a part of that collaborative research. So this is a very important point that we have to keep in mind. All collaborating parties should benefit fairly when exploring who to collaborate with. Researchers should seriously consider having a place confidentiality agreement to cover discussions of their ideas with prospective collaborators. Now, I was telling about the agreement. So this is the slide which is giving the some features of the agreement. A project time frame including key milestones for evaluating project progress. This must be a part of the agreement. The roles and responsibility of the collaborating parties, including who leads each side of the collaboration, this must be a part. Expectation about ownership of intellectual property rights, this must be a part. Confidentiality issues, this must be a part. Financial issues must be there. Resource sharing must be there. Transport of material, if required, it must be there. Data sharing information must be there. Conflict of interest must be there. Authorship and publication practices must be there. Compliance with applicable regulations must be there. Procedure for reporting and investigating witness or suspected incidents of research misconduct must be there. Collaborators should agree how they will ensure the integrity, access, and stewardship of the project data, who will present the research data in the meeting, and how collaborators will apportion credit to other collaborators in the presentation that they will deliver. So all these things must be there in the agreement that will be developed by the manager, and that will be signed by each and every collaborators of the group. So I have given here, because time is short, I'm just giving here two examples of international collaborations, and that will give an idea that why this type of collaboration is essential. One of the project that is a well-known project is International Space Station. Now, this International Space Station was designed long back, and 15 countries are participating in that station. And researchers from ground to space station are going regularly. After spending some time, they return back, and the new team goes and join that International Space Station. The worth is around $100 billion. So you can think now that this huge amount of funding cannot be granted to a single researcher or a single institution. The size of this station is of the order of a football field, and the weight is around 460 tons. orbiting 240 miles above the Earth. It is largest artificial body in the orbit. So this is a very huge, very important international space station that is involved in different kind of research activities, and that is having partnership of 15 nations. And the researchers from 15 nations are visiting this space station regularly, spending time, and then they are returning back with the data that they have collected, and new team is going there. So this is a collaborative research that is going on. And another is collaborative research that is going on at Geneva, CERN, Large Hadron Collider. And this is a small group. This is a very small group of researchers. This is a part of some activity. And you can see here that you must have listened the name God Particle. So this group of researchers is involved in the search of Higgs boson, or popularly known as God particle, and the cost is nearly 5 billion. And around 7,000 scientists, engineers, and technicians are working on this project, and nearly researchers from 138 laboratories are associated. Now the funding has been enhanced because they are having some more ideas, and the funding is now nearly 19 billion pounds. And you can see here, this is a person standing here. If you think that his height is nearly 6 feet, then you can see the whole structure here, how huge or how big this structure. And this is a tunnel that is formed for this type of experiment. So this is the part which is indicating that huge manpower is involved in this type of research activity. And without this involvement, this type of task cannot be achieved by a single person or a single group or a single university or a single institution. And therefore, the collaboration is very much needed. So this is another example. So this is ITER experiment, and this is another FAIR experiment. And in all these experiments, you can see in FAIR, 239.8 million US dollars are involved. And this is the huge amount of funds. And Human Genome Project is another project in which 18 countries are participating. So what is the impact of Indian collaborative research globally? The collaboration of India towards research globally is quite influential, and has achieved 6th rank for publication of research paper. This is growing at an annual rate of 14% and at a global level of 4%. India is actively involved in bilateral science and technology agreement with 40 countries. India also supports 3 science and technology centers, and government contributes in international networks such as European Synchrotron Radiation Facility, European Molecular Biology Organization, and Human Frontier Science Organization. And recent vaccination, this Covishield vaccination, is a part of Indo-UK collaboration, and that is a quite important, quite recent thing. So I'm reaching here to conclusions. Collaborative research agreement can be extremely beneficial for both partners. No single entity ever has adequate money, resources, and intellectual capacity to do all the research it might want to do. Forming partnerships can be an effective and economical way of assessing resources. Collaborative research agreements, moreover, are often the first step in establishing long-term partnership. They can be effective technology transfer tools as well. The benefits are much more than monetary. Taking the time to think thorough and discuss the term of collaborative research agreement helps foster communication between the partners and sets the project on a path of success. Indeed, good partnerships spur creativity and help innovation to serve the public welfare. Thank you. And I extend my sincere thanks to all the participants of this program and the organizers of this program. And giving me an opportunity to interact with you all. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for your informative and insightful session, sir. Really, thank you so much. And even though you are not feeling well, sorry to trouble you, sir. We really salute your teaching service and guidance, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Yes.
Bharati?
Ma'am. Thank you, sir, for your valuable lecture. And you have highlighted about the collaborative research, reasons, benefits, challenges, as well as the detailed descriptions. And at last, you have highlighted the international collaborations of research. It's really an informative and resourceable session, sir. It's I hope it's really very useful for our future researchers. Thank you, sir. Ma'am, let's start our session 2, ma'am.
Yes,
Can
sir.
I
Yes,
leave
sir.
now?
Let's move to.
Can I leave now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Take care, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for your valuable presence, sir. Thank you,
Okay, madam.
sir. Bharati, let's move to second.
Desire is the key to motivation, but it's determination and commitment to an unrelenting pursuit of your goal. A commitment to excellence that will enable you to attain the success you seek. With this quote, I'm to start our session 2. Now, I would like to invite Ms. L. Deepika, Assistant Professor, Department of English, to introduce the chief guest. Welcome you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Gratitude is not only the greatest of virtue, but the parent of all others. Good morning to all gathered here. It's my immense pleasure to introduce the chief guest of the day, Dr. Swarab Roy, Associate Professor in Computer Science at Sikkim Central University, Gangtok. He has 16 years of experience. He received his MTech and PhD in Computer Science and Engineering in Central University, Tezpur. He worked as a postdoctoral fellow, PDF at University of Colorado at Colorado Springs, USA, and Indian Institution of Technology, Guwahati. His area of interest includes machine learning, data science, mining, soft computing, and its application to computational biology, social graph mining, health informatics, and security. The man of creativity has published 50 plus research articles, highly impact leading international journals, including IEEE Transaction of Computational Biology and Bioinformatics, briefings in Bioinformatics, Applied Soft Computing, Expert System with Applications, Patent Recognition Letters, BMC, Bioinformatics, and in peer-reviewed proceedings from leading world conferences in machine learning and bioinformatics such as ICMLA, BIBM, BCB, etc. He authored a book, Biological Network Analysis Trends, Approaches Graphical Theory and Algorithms, published by Elsevier USA together with Dr. Pietro H. Guzzi from University of Catanzaro, Italy. He also authored another book on data mining and its application on medical imagery. The Man of Excellency received Best Doctoral Thesis Award from IIT Roorkee and University Gold Medal. He was selected for Overseas Research Associate Fellowship from DBT, Government of India in 2015 to conduct research in the foreign laboratories and finding from DST SERB to visit Spain in 2012 to present his research paper. He is in technical journals including Nature Scientific Reports, IEEE ACM Trans, Computational Biology and Bioinformatics, PLOS Computational Biology, Elsevier Computer Methods and Programs in Biomedicine, BMC System, Biology, etc. He acted as track co-chair and 8th ACM Conference on Bioinformatics, Computational Biology and Health Informatics ACM BCB 2017, Boston, USA. He is one of the editors for special issue of the journal MDPI data with Dr. Pietro H. Guzzi and Dr. Laura Antonelli from Computational Data Science, CDS Lab, Italy. The man of intelligence taught undergraduate and graduate students of computer science at University of Colorado, USA, as a visiting professor. 3 scholars already completed their PhD under his supervision. Currently, 3 more scholars are working with his for their doctoral dissertations. I'm profusely overjoyed to welcome our today's chief guest once again. I welcome you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much.
Leaders are
Thank you.
made, they are not born, they are made by hard effort, which is the price which all of us must pay to achieve any goal that is worthwhile. Now, it's my privilege to invite our keynote speaker, Dr. Swarup Roy, Associate Professor, Department of Computer Applications, Central University of Sikkim, Gangtok, Sikkim, to deliver his address on virtualizing education, preparing for online teaching, tips and tools. We welcome you, sir, and its forum is yours.
Thank you so much. Thanks for inviting me and giving me such an opportunity to interacting with such a large gathering. So first of all, I'd like to say thank you to all the participants. A very good morning to you all. You are sacrificing your Sunday and you are sitting for such kind of sessions. That's really appreciable. That's for the sake of to get some new inputs. You are sitting for last several days and interacting with so many resource persons. And this FDP, what I have seen, like it's kind of a very unique kind of thing, like covering the entire country. I mean, the teachers from entire country to share their experiences on online teaching. It's really a good initiative, really a good initiative because every people having their own style of teaching online because especially due to the pandemic because pandemic some way forced us to go for online kind of teaching and I also feel that the participants are actually mixed up from different domains and you probably from my background you have come to know I'm from computer science background and whatever it has been introduced, I'm sure these are nothing to do with your own work or research. So let us forget all those things. These are, I have nothing to talk about anything about my actual area of research or my own area of work. What I would like to do today, like I would like to share some of the things that actually I did it in during the first lockdown that happened last year. So though the online platforms are available, it's not new, okay? But we never explored those platforms in such a way because you know the necessity is the mother of invention. So that you can say the necessity is the mother of discovery now. You, we start exploring all the facilities which are available, especially the free facilities, because we know in a short period of time it's very
Sir, your voice is not audible, sir. No, sir, your voice is not audible. No, sir.
Am I audible now?
Yes, sir. Yes, you are audible now.
Is
Thank you,
it
sir.
clear? Is it some voice clear?
Yes, sir. Clear, sir. Clear. Thank you, sir.
Oh, yeah. So the fact here is that like these facilities are already available, but just but due to a lockdown, we have to almost till now. I think most of us are actually continuing our normal teaching through online mode only. So this FTP some way actually helps a lot to enhance your tool set, skill set in this I mean online teaching kind of I mean methodology how you're going to adapt. So my intention here is to discuss mainly I have focused in two ways. I orient my lectures in two ways. First thing is that basically when you go for online teaching, what is most important is that to keep the attention of the audience active to your I mean what is called your teaching, your delivery. At the same time, how you basically going to prepare your presentation slide, because normally what we do, we prepare some slides, and then using that slide only we try to impart the education. So most of the cases, what I personally observe, that if your I mean slide preparation is not that very good, possibly it may detract the students as well as any other audience. So slide preparation, it's a skill. Okay, it's a creative kind of thing. How are you going to do that? How are you going to create all those slides? So I'm going to give some tips into that. What are the things that you may work into that while preparing your presentations or slides. And then second thing is that I'm going to discuss some of the online tools which are available, through which you can blend your mode of teaching. Definitely online teaching. Some of you are using. It's not like that is something I'm going to add something. So I'm going to discuss something completely new. Yes, those who are not familiar with that, if it is not you have not come across to those kind of tools, possibly it may help you in the near future. So, so with that intention, I'd like to start my sessions. So, if you have anyone, if you have any kind of query, you feel free. This is kind of a because all of you we are colleague teachers. It's nothing like that. If someone is delivering something, that's why others will not going to interact. No, you please take it very easy way. Feel free just to interact. If you have any other doubt, queries, I'll try my level best to give that answer. And then if not, definitely I can write back to you. You can send email to me. So let us start with that. And I assume that there is a mix up of different domains. Some of you are, I mean, computer savvy. Some of you are, tech savvy. Some of you are not familiar much with these things. But I hope you have a basic idea. That is why you are still attending some courses through online mode only. So I'm sure you have that basic idea how to use these modern tools and technologies, whatever it is there. So let me go and open up my presentation. I'm sharing my screen. Is it visible?
Yes, sir. Visible, sir.
So I've just put a kind of a title for that virtualizing the education, because you are not actually getting the education in physical mode. So you have to create a virtual world. Okay, because until we can create a kind of a virtual attractive world, it's very difficult to grab the attention of the students. Okay, so now what are the way that we can do, because physically we cannot do anything. So some kind of virtual environment we have to create so that we can get hold of the attention of the students or the listeners. So so I have given that the title of my talk, as you can see, that preparing for the online teaching and tips and tools. That's specially mean for that. So I'll talk about the different presentation tips that I'm going to give it. The tools which are available for creating video lectures, because this is very important if you record and if you can share it with the students, because it always not possible to have I mean online kind of thing, real-time interactions the way that we are doing, because it's also painful for the students also, because students are also staying in some remote villages or places, and they may not have such kind of high data balance or bandwidth, whatever you can say, so that they can be attend those courses uninterrupted way. So the best idea is that you capture the video and send it to them. And this is also very good in that way, they can download very easy way, because they are also watching different videos, games. So that much is that can they can adjust. And good thing is that they can slide, move and forward back the videos, so that they can repeat some part of your teaching to understand it better. And then obviously live conferencing, whatever we are doing. So you are also we are using Zoom only. So or you can use Google Meet. So that actually not too much relevant for you, because you are already familiar with that, and I'm sure you are also using these tools. Some of the institutes also, they have purchased now institute level what is called these packages for better communications. I mean, any seamless, boundaryless, without any restrictions, you can use those tools they are using. And then of course I'll discuss some important thing like conducting those online examinations. Some of the institutes, they have their own softwares to run that thing, but I'll discuss one very good tool. I think some of you are already using, I'm sure, like Classmaker, where you can conduct the examinations, online examinations. And then one more tool also I'll discuss. So I will go in details in all the topics one by one. You know, like I mean, due to massive lockdown, even across the world, all the teachers across the world, they are actually engaged now in doing online teaching only. They're preparing, but they're preparing themselves and then delivering, either capturing and distributing, or they're interacting live with the students. And that happens more, as I've mentioned, that this is because of COVID-19 lockdown. Okay, and nowadays the regulatory bodies like UGC, AICT, they are also encouraging a lot for such kind of digital learning, online learning. And some of you are possibly familiar with that UGC MOOC courses. Okay, so now UGC also insisting the different universities or institutes to go for up to 20% of credit transfer from MOOC course, where you are going to have a good lectures by different reputed institute, faculty from reputed institutes. It's a very good online examinations are also available. So if students can go for that, that credit can be transferred and can be been credited in the mark sheet of the students in the institute they adopt that particular MOOC course. So in our university also, we have proposed for the first time that some of the course, the credit will going to transfer to UGC MOOC. And other than that, those who are in the technical area, you may familiar with all those NPTEL or the Stanford online courses, Coursera, Udemy. There are so many platforms, very good, efficient platforms are available. You can opt for that course, and you can get even the degree from some of the reputed foreign universities. I mean, sitting at your home. So people are doing. So that's why this online teaching and learning is going to be a life in the near future. Okay, we never explored in that way, but hope the days are coming when we will have more on, I mean, online kind of teaching and learning. So there, as I mentioned, there are two ways that we can impart our teaching, our education. So one is offline mode, where you will capture the videos. Okay, you can have your study materials. You can prepare the study materials and share with the students, where it will going to be there all throughout. or you can do online video conferencing where student directly can interact with the teacher to clear their doubt. Okay, and even you can also capture those online videos also, and then also you can share. So all the facilities are nowadays available. So what is most important that you need it to start with that? You need a very good internet connectivity with good bandwidth, of course, if you go for online interactive sessions. And the laptop, desktop, it's preferred. Okay, webcam with webcam and microphone. Without that, it's difficult. And you can also go for mobile, but there are some limitations due to its size and other facilities, because mobile is not meant for that. It's always preferred if you have a desktop or laptop, it would be convenient for you to do that thing. And of course, you have either Microsoft PowerPoint, this for preparing your, what is called your, presentation. And since Microsoft PowerPoint is not free, you have to pay for that. You have to purchase for that. If you are not using any pirated versions of that, if it is not that, definitely, if you're planning to go for some kind of free softwares, you can try for Google presentation. Okay, Google having all the alternatives of Microsoft. Only problem is that you have to have online. You cannot work offline for Google. The platform itself is an online. You need an internet connectivity. Then only you can prepare. But good thing is that if you prepare here, no need to carry. You can open up it at any place in the world. So that's distributivity. It's there. No location limitation is there, or neither you have to carry through your pen drive or something like that. So that way it's good. And few softwares that you have to download. We prefer always the free softwares. I never encourage for any paid basis softwares. If your institute prefers, if you supports, then definitely you can go for that. There are some very good softwares are also available for them. Now, what is most important, that that visualization. You have to give more importance into the visualization, because visualization is the only aid that can able to create the virtualization. Okay, something is a big concept. If you have a good creativity, then if you can bring them in the virtualization form, so that the student can at least they can imagine, they can feel about that particular concept, then it will always better that you may able to penetrate inside the mind of the student. Because the target is, as a teacher, I personally feel you have to infect the students of the mind of the student, so that they start feel about that subject, they start think more on that ignite their mind, that okay, fine, now I can also think. But the fact is that if you go on just delivering with the dull slides, lot of texts and everything, I am giving a guarantee student will start feeling bored, and they will attend just for the sake of attendance, and they're never going to appreciate that lecture. So that's why this, most of the, places I have observed, people give very less importance into the presentation, how to prepare the presentation. So that's why I thought of like, why don't I give some ideas, what actually I also personally prefer to do that thing. So before going to that, let's see some of the very good saying by Chinese great philosopher Confucius. Well, there are three terms. I think some of you are familiar, those who are from the philosophy. That I hear, I forget, I see, I remember, I do, and I understand. Okay, like if you hear from your ear, it's very difficult to keep hold in our mind or in our brain. Okay, so basically, if you give a verbal kind of descriptions, okay, it's not very enough for the learners to remember and understand. That is why possibly we are using the whiteboard or blackboard, because we are trying to create kind of a visualization. Okay, because board is basically just to create a visualization so that it will be there in front of the student's eyes for certain period of time, and it creates certain level of impact into the mind of the students. Okay, so but the fact is that this normally you call the two-dimensional space board. You cannot go to show the depth of particular object, or you cannot move something like that. So that's why certain level of advanced technology, modern technology, science and technology can be take help of that, and to create a kind of virtualized visualization of some of the difficult concepts. I don't know about the other area, but even other areas also, if you can create certain kind of visualization, okay, I'm sure your student will start appreciating your lectures. So, but you need a creativity, and nowadays there are a lot of things which are available online. If you search it, I'm sure there are different such kind of items or materials are available that you can take help of those good things for delivering some complex concepts in any field. Now the next idea is I see, I remember. Okay, I remember. So basically, if you see that thing, at least 80% of your knowledge is you can learn through our eyes. Okay, so that is what we do in the form of a blackboard, whiteboard, or any pictures that were showing from there. Okay. Now the third one is if you do something practically. Okay, if you have do some practically, which is more relevant for science and technology students, where they have to do something practically by hand. Okay, you can do those things. Naturally, they can I mean, remember more about that particular concept. You can in other domain also you can give some kind of hands-on exercise. Then possibly they can learn more from there. And in science and technology, we have something called simulation. Okay, where it creates a kind of a virtual world where the students can play with that simulated environment. I can tell you some example of simulation. I mean, the pilots, those who are under training, they're never given at the very beginning any flight to fly. So because it's dangerous, if a very novice students they are allowed to go for a real flight flying, then naturally there will be a disaster. So what they do, they give a kind of a virtual environment where they will get the entire effect of real life flying, and then once they're familiar with that system, then definitely they can be allowed to go for the real physical flying. So that is the thing, that if they do these things practically in the virtual environment, then naturally they can learn more from there. So that's the thing. It's a very old saying by Confucius, long back. But even these are still relevant, and science and technology, the involvement of the science and the technology actually makes it really. So I must appeal you to explore all those technologies, simulators which are available even online. You can download these things, you can explore these things to make your lecture more live, more attractive. Now let's go to the slide preparation tips. What is important is the visual aids. Okay, what it's help the students to understand things very easily, very quickly. You see that example that I've given. Like you write so many lines about an apple, it will be very. Sometimes it appears to be very junk, over informative for the students. But in doing so many things, you can just show a simple picture of an apple. It will automatically drag the attention of the students instead of deviating their concentration from this junk of words, so many lines of text in the slides. So you just show it in the figure. I am sure that students will get more interest in your lecture. So if your presentation is poorly used, so it definitely creates a kind of a distraction among the students, and it leads to a kind of an ineffective presentation. Okay, so it actually enhance the understanding. It's add variety in the communication, as well as it break the monotony among the students. Okay, and it create a kind of a long-lasting impact in the students' mind or the listener's mind, and it's not applicable for only for the teachers and students. You are basically delivering any lecture to anyone in any meeting or any other in front of any delegations. Definitely you have to think of giving more time in preparing your presentation. Now, how to prepare your presentation? There is a American marketing specialist, Kawasaki. So he given a kind of a rule like 10, 20, 30. But again, it depends on, I'm not talking about that people have to adapt that thing, but he has suggested how to prepare a kind of a good presentations. What he said it should have 10 slides Though in your case it may not be, but it's a kind of an example. You have to reduce your number of slides. Okay, it should not last more than 20 minutes your presentation, and it contain no font smaller than 30 points. So this is very important, like the size of the font, because sometimes we use very arbitrary kind of font size during presentation, which actually deter the students. Okay, so he just proposed some kind of like 10, 20, 30 rule, but it's proportionate. If your number of slides are more, naturally your time limit will be more. But the font size, if possible, you try to keep it the 30 only. That is the most standard font size. And obviously the font that you are selecting, that also matters. Now see this example. I'm showing one slide. Most of the time I have observed that people are creating such kind of slides. You see?
PowerPoint பத்தி சொல்லிட்டு இருக்கான்.
Hello? Is there any question? Hello? Anything? Any doubt? Okay.
Sir, no, sir, no. You carry on, sir.
Okay. So you see here, I have given a kind of a background. Visually, it's very dull looking. Lot of text, lot of points. Okay, lot of unnecessary features which are available in the PowerPoint that are using. I'm using unnecessary some kind of animations. Okay, and then one more thing. Like, let me tell you one example. If I do the presentation in that form, the visuals of PowerPoint are familiar to everyone. They include too much text, too small to read, and is really and only serving as a crutch for the presenter. Clip art and slide templates that have been seen a million times. So you see, I have observed the presenter sometimes go on reading these things from the presentation. Why to do that thing? Because these texts are in front of the audience. They can read. No need to read it. So waste your time. Okay, these points are just to one way help you. What should I talk? Okay, what should I deliver? What is my organizations of my current slide? Okay, and at the same time, if you go on keeping these points in front in the eyes of the teachers, in the eyes of the audience, naturally they also can learn. Okay, fine, this means this, or you're going to talk something about about that particular point in advance. So that's why the fact is that it's always considered as a very bad style of presentation, that if you go on reading the slides point by point, and you have a lot of text in your presentation. And see that, and one more thing is this, your font size. It's so small. If it is a big screen, it's fine. But if it is a so small, it's very difficult to see that thing. Even now the students are using mobile. Even it is much more difficult to understand what it has been given over there. They have to zoom it, and then they have to see the each and every one line. So some way it creates distraction among the audience. So that's why you have to have kind of a standard kind of a size. It should not be too big. It should not be too small, and avoid unnecessary what is called animations in your present, because animation also kills time. Okay, because it creates animation, then comes, and it also creates some kind of detraction among the students' mind. Now, as I say, use visuals instead of text slides, because people don't like text too much. Audience get fed up with slides full of text. Okay, and if possible, you can put some very good ingredients, different graphs, diagrams, photos that actually help to engage the audience, to grab their attentions into their presentation. You see, almost all slides I'm trying to put some good images. Whether it's truly relevant with my lecture or not, it hardly matters. But if you can give some image into the slide, I'm sure as an audience you also never feel bored onto that, because that image some way break the monotony, boredness among the audience. So that's why, if possible, I'm not talking about you have to give it unnecessarily some images. If possible, if it is somewhere relevant, try to give some images. Okay, in your figure. It may be graph, it may be diagram. It's not necessary you have to download something. It may be something, but if possible, try to give something visual things into your slides. Okay, and as I mentioned that you have to avoid some small fonts from there. Sorry. So too many bullets are also very killing effect into the presentation slide. So what as I have mentioned, then you use lot of images in your presentation, okay, to I mean to make it more live, more attractive. Okay, as I've mentioned that it will actually break the destruction that happens among the audience, so it breaks the monotony. Okay, and another one important thing is that during your presentation you must use a consistent theme, because there are a lot of themes which are there in the in the PowerPoint, Microsoft PowerPoint, or any other presentation preparation tools, but you have to use it more justified way, more judicious way, so that it never creates any kind of distraction among the students' mind or audience mind. Okay, and I personally prefer to use lot of blank spaces. Okay, my slide, you'll observe my slides are on white background, and I always use lot of white spaces. But if I put it so many para by para, because I have observed there are presenters who do a copy paste from some material and then put it over there, just to have a kind of a phobia, like whether I'll forget that thing. If I miss that thing, what will happen? So better to write it over there, and then I'll go on reading. So that I'll be safe side. So there will be no pain that I have to take to remember all the points. But that is not actually the good idea to do that thing. It means, I mean, if you really depend on the text, that means some way there is a lacking of good preparedness in your presentation. Okay. So that's why I just simple give very few, the bulleted points, give lot of images, lot of white space, the blank space. If you can use it, it will definitely create some kind of attractions. Now, regarding some images, there are, I mean, if you want to really put some very attractive images, cartoons, okay, small illustrations, then definitely you can go for Google Image. Okay, these are free. You can start it with the title that you want to do that thing. You will get lot of images, and you are free to download these things. So you see here I have given a text called presentation, and you see there are a lot of images, some cartoons, illustrations are available. You can download as per your choice, and you can do that thing. More rich databases are available, that is called Shutterstock, but for the images, all the images are not free. You have to pay for that. So, but I have just given some name for other purposes. If you really need some quality images, then definitely you can go for the Shutterstock. Okay. Now, as I had mentioned, to avoid just para-wise reading in your presentation, you have to have a very good preparedness in your presentation. If you really love the subject that you are delivering, I can give you a guarantee you don't have to mug up. It will naturally come from inside. Okay, so that's why you should avoid reading the presentation. Okay, see, I mean, even if you do a kind of a presentation, that should not be like that the way I'm doing. This will avoid a presentation reading. So that is, you should have a kind of a modulation in your delivery. Otherwise, in that case, also some way you can manage your presentation by reading some of the lines, or just picking up some of the words from there and then bind it up and deliver. Then actually it creates an impression among the audience. Regarding your color of the slides and all, this is also very important. Titles of presentations, you can use the size of 38 to 44 points. There are some standard theme are there. They are also, I mean, follow this particular size. Then text should be within 28 to 30 for point size, and color, it's very important, the contrasting color that you will use it. Sometimes I have observed the presenter, they create a very dark background and what is called the text in light background. This is actually not very soothing for the audience. Okay, if you use very dark background like black or red or something like that, the best is that take a very light colored background, preferred white, and because white can, I mean, any color can be adjusted or it look very good with white background. So what is white background or yellow, you can use it, but you should prefer to have very light background and very dark foreground. And then during your presentations, you may have to use whiteboard nowadays. If you have a to write something, okay, you either use some whiteboard, digital whiteboard, or you can use what is called digital pen, and the board that nowadays in the market is are available to write something. To get a space, what you can do, just simply press W. See, I have pressed W. The whole screen is now become white. Okay. So again, you press W, it will come back. But if you press B, you see it will because sometimes what happened though. I mean, if you really don't want the audience to just concentrate on the slide, but just to concentrate in your delivery lecture, then you can make it blank. So it's up to you how you're going to use it. So the fact is that you can use that thing. These features W and B for making white and making black screen to change the mode of delivery from there. So animations, as I've said, you can use it, but sometimes it's get the disturbances among the audience. You see, these are some kind of unnecessary animations. I'm not discussing these animations, how to going to create all those things. PowerPoint having a very good presentation, PowerPoint animation features. If you really want to make some very small animation to understand a complex concept or some simple concept to through animations, definitely you can take the help of PowerPoint animation. Okay, so I'm not discussing all those things. I'm just simply I have created an animation of like this, the ball moving in a region Petrus. So this you can use such kind of visualizations. You can create it using PowerPoint presentation. Now, how to capture your video lectures? That is the one of the offline mode teaching. You can do that thing. There are a lot of tools are available. Okay, if you search it, there are a lot of tools are available. You can download and you can capture the lectures. But let me tell you one thing. Since if nothing is in this world is free, so sometimes somewhere you have to pay. If you find that something is very free, so be careful, because while downloading the software, you are actually downloading some of the malwares also. Means some of the unwanted programs, okay, which will actually kill your whole machine. Means like a virus. Okay, so it actually kills your whole machine. It will capture your whole thing. So be careful. Downloading some tools from some of the unknown sources, or if you are not much familiar with that thing, it prefer if require you just search it in the net at the reputation about the tool. Okay, you search it that how good it is, whether it's containing some malware or not. Like I can tell you that at the very beginning, when I'm about to capture my screens or creating video lectures, I downloaded Cam Studio. But later on, I have observed that it's having some malware. Okay, so immediately I have deleted that thing, because we know somewhere looking into the behavior of the functioning of that software, you can easily guess possibly there is some kind of malware which I have already downloaded. So better, instead of allowing it to capture my things, I kill that thing or uninstall that thing. Now after that, I have observed like Screenpresso. It's really good. It's really good software, but it's a kind of for certain period of time only you can use it. But since it's a trial version, so chances there is no such kind of risk are involved over there. So you can use for the short period of time Screenpresso. One more software that people are using, that is called OSB, Open Software Broadcasting, or something like that. Open Broadcast Software, OBS, I think. OBS, yes. Open Broadcast Software or something like that. That also I have observed people have given good feedback about that. It is also free, so you can use OBS also, and then you can use Screenpresso also. But it's why I'm using, because Screenpresso I have observed that they are very easy to capture. So once you download these things from screenpresso.com, okay, it will going to be installed from there, and get Screenpresso for free. You click it over here. Okay, click it over here, and it will going to be installed in your machine, and it will be there in your taskbar with like kind of a that logo. Now that once you are planning to capture your video, you open up your slide on presentation mode. Okay, and then you start it. You see here record video. So you click it here in the capture button in the from the Screenespresso, and then you can have record video button. So from there you can get these things. I have my own YouTube channel. If you really want to see how to use that Screenespresso, you can go to that YouTube channel, okay, where I have demonstrated live how to use these things. It's very simple, and then also there are some shortcut keys are there to start that video recording, to pause that recording. Okay, so you can go to my video channel and you can see that how to use that Screenespresso. Okay, and there I'm just skipping this thing due to shortage of time. I'm skipping how to use that thing. You can go over there, my lectures, and you can see these things. Okay, these all lectures are also available in my YouTube channel. So I'm skipping these features, and then you don't forget to save your video, because after spending 1 hour and 1.5 hours, if you forget to save your video, then the entire effort will going to be destroyed, whole thing. So you must save. There is a save button, so be careful in saving. And sometimes if you need that, I need some kind of editing over there. There are a lot of video editing tools are available where you can put some good titles, and then you can cut some of the places, because it's quite natural when you go for a live kind of a capturing. There are a lot of interruptions may happen, pausing may happen, background noises can be there. So anything you can, instead of redoing these things, you can do some kind of video editing from there. So free video what is called editing tools are also available. Okay. So I'm skipping these things. So you are also familiar with Google Classroom, I'm sure, where you can manage your class. Okay, you can manage your class. Okay, and why I'm preferring, because it's free. It's provided by Google, and Google having lots of other tools like the presentation preparation, Excel sheets, document preparation, Google Meet. Everything is integrated, and you're going to get everything in Google Classroom. Okay, you can add the students. Okay, you can add your students. You can upload your study materials. You can take even simple quiz examinations also. You can ask them to submit their assignments also. So you can manage nicely the Google Classroom. Okay, along with the Google Meet. I have not discussed about Google Meet about that. These things, these are all come as a bundle, so you can use it. Google Calendar you can integrate over there to setting up some timing and everything. So that way it's always preferred if you can use Google Classroom in more effective way. I'm sure that you will feel very easy to handle your classwork activities. So again, as I have mentioned, like my video lectures are available in my channel only for how to manage your classes in Google Classroom, where I'll show in live demonstration I have given that what to do, what not to do to create your class, to create your assignments, to upload your material, to add all the students. Even you can add some of your teaching assistant also if required over there, so that both of you can manage the class together. So these all the demonstrations are available. You can go and you can see those videos. Okay, live interactions. What is more important is that for live interactions you have to have a very good bandwidth connections, both sides. That is the important thing. If you may have broadband connections, or you may have you are in a very good connectivity area, but your student may not. So that's why there will be a lot of pain that students or audience may have to take to attend that thing. Sometimes they just keep themselves switch on, and then they just go for sleeping and doing some homely walks. That I have observed. As in when I'm just calling the students, are you present? And most of the time I have observed that they are silent, means they just keep themselves on and then doing somewhere. And if I ask why you're not there, they give a very quick excuse that I have a very bad bandwidth, so I'm not able to be online through video. So this is happening. So best idea, if you really want to deliver something, the best idea is to make an offline things and then do a short interactive sessions to clear their doubt. That's the best thing. Now, as I mentioned at the very beginning, webcam and microphone is very important. So if you are using laptop, either it may there. If you are using desktop, the desktop may not have integrated what is called a webcam. So you may have to purchase from the market online. There are a lot of webcams are available. Good microphones, you can take that thing to avoid noise. Though I have used my microphone, but the microphone having low battery connectivity, so I could not able to use that thing. Otherwise, my audio could be much more clear, much more audible. So anyway, there are a few other devices that you have to take higher, you can purchase from there. The digital pen also that you can use it. So I'm just skipping these things. Virtual class. Right now we are using Zoom. Okay, we are in Zoom. Google Meet. Hangout is no more now. It's called Meet now. So Meet also you can use it. WebEx is very good. Zoom earlier had some issue on some security kind of thing. So we stopped using Zoom at the very beginning. I don't know whether, I think they have resolved that security issue now. Zoom, so now people are using also. But WebEx somewhere it's good, and actually Zoom is actually the kind of a you can say it's a kind of a branching from WebEx. The person who was behind the person who developed this tool in WebEx, he independently developed that Zoom. Now he's a big company, it's a big name. Before pandemic, I never heard about Zoom. Now it's very household name called Zoom. Students, our school childrens also, they are using Zoom nowadays for their online classes. So, but anyway, WebEx, Zoom, whatever it is there, they have a good features of recording the videos. Okay, recording the videos. I don't know whether the organizer of this FDP, they are capturing those videos or not. It would be very better if you could capture, record all the lectures and store it somewhere, or they can put it in YouTube. Then possibly that may also help the participants also later on also, or at the same time those who have not attended, that may be kind of a good resource, a video resource for the entire world, you can say. Now we are not talking about the country, or talking about the world once we are in the digital environment. So, but the thing here is that the demerits of the Google Meet is that if you do not have a licensed version of Meet, if you do not have subscription kind of thing, then you cannot capture the video in a Google Meet. So that is the only thing. Otherwise, most of the things you can do it in Google Meet. So I'm skipping WebEx meetings details and everything, because you can go to my lectures and some of you are familiar. What are the plus, what are the minus which are there. These are also there in my YouTube lecture. Okay. So I'm skipping very quickly. I'm skipping because I think how much time I have right now? Madam, how much time I have right now?
Sir, 15 to 20 minutes more, sir.
Oh, actually, I have some time. Okay, fine. So, I'm more interested to discuss with you that the online examination, because I'm sure some of you are already using Zoom, some of you are using Cisco WebEx tools very frequently. They are somewhere giving the same kind of features. I'd like to go to your what is called one more thing. I don't know how many of you are familiar with this whiteboard, which are given by Zoom also, which are given by WebEx also. Okay, even the Google Meet also, they are providing whiteboard. Whiteboard is such a feature where you can open up and then you can use it like your whiteboard. But for that you need digital pen. Okay, digital pen and the digital board. Okay, digital pen and digital board, it costing I mean, not more than 3,000, something like that. There are some high price also, but I think 3,001, it's good. You can manage your class. You can write something if you have some equations to write. If you have some mathematical things that you have to write it, or some deductions you have to do it. You cannot do it in pen and paper and then focusing your camera. You can use the digital pen to write these things. So, and then you can share, though you can save those write up, and then you can share it with the students. Google Meet's whiteboard is very good because immediately you can share those screens with the students, and it will be there with the students. They can take a note automatically from there, and then I can keep them for further study. Any of you having any kind of things? This is my lecture on virtual interactive classes. It's also available in the YouTube, how to use WebEx and all. I have discussed about that. Do you have any of you having any kind of queries? Because I really don't like to go on in one-sided. If you have any queries, then definitely we can have some discussions on that, and then I'll go to the next topic of online examination. That will going to be my last topic.
Any queries, sirs and madams? If you have any queries, you can ask, sir.
Hello.
Sir,
Hello.
Sir. Hello. Hello. Hello, sir.
Hello.
How?
Yeah.
How,
Can you hear me?
how we, sir,
Yes, yes.
Good class. We are appreciating you, sir.
Thank you so
I am asking a question also. In this class, we can see that Cisco WebEx meeting. In
Right.
WebEx meeting, how we can arrange a online class in classroom situation?
I'm not getting your using WebEx. What you would like to do?
In WebEx meeting, how we can arrange a classroom arrangement or online class in WebEx meeting by using
Okay.
Cisco.
So that means the way
Cisco.
that you are right. Yeah. The way that Zoom has been organized, you would like to do it using WebEx. Am I right?
Hello.
Yeah. Can you hear me? Am I audible?
I can hear.
So I mean,
Audible. It is audible.
the way the Zoom has been organized today for this class, you would like to do it for the through WebEx. Am I right?
It's not audible now. It's not clear. It is not clear.
No, your
Breaking
audio
up
is
the
clear.
noise.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Breaking up the noise. Therefore, not clear. Now it's the
Whether the voice are not clear,
voice clear, but breaking up the noise.
it's breaking up. It's breaking the voice. My voice is breaking.
Breaking. Breaking. Intermittent sound.
Okay.
Sound.
Go on. Please go on. Please ask your question again.
Sir, how we can arrange a WebEx meeting in online situation, online teaching class? How we can arrange?
Online teaching. If you really want to know how to do that thing, as I have mentioned, though I have skipped it, the live demonstration, it is there in my lectures using WebEx, and Zoom and WebEx are almost same. Okay, whatever features that you have. Okay, let me go. Since you have asked these things, what you have to do? First you have to log in. First you have to create your own account in WebEx. Okay, like Zoom. Okay, you have to create the account, and then you have to press on host. Okay, you see the. Can you see my screen?
See, I can see that.
So there are two options.
I can understand.
Yeah, two options. One is host, another is join. If you have the link, you can directly join over there. But if you would like to host a meeting or host a class, then you have to create a host option. You have to create it. Then definitely you're going to have a personal room by default, or you can create a meeting room of your own. Okay, and then you can set the timing and everything, and that the link that will going to get it from there. Okay, this is meeting password and link also. You can either, there are two ways that you can do that thing. Either you can add all the audience through their email directly, no need to have a separate joining. And other is if it is open, like the way I am joining today in Zoom, one URL has been shared with me, and then I'm clicking over there and I'm joining. But if you want a restricted joining, better you add the email IDs of all the students. Okay, all the students, and then they will going to get the mail and they'll click it, and then directly they will go to your meeting room. Okay, now you can share like that. So I normally do sometimes in Cisco over there, and you see this is the screen like the same like a Zoom, because I have said Zoom is nothing separate, different from the WebEx, because the person behind WebEx development team now actually have opened up their own company called Zoom, and now they are developing. Naturally, the thing is going to remain almost same with WebEx and Zoom. So you will see the same way. If you are familiar with Zoom, then it will be very easy for you to manage WebEx from there. And then we have a lot of like buttons which are like even available in the Zoom also. You can mute, you can on your video, off your video. You can share your screen. If you click it here, if you for clicking after that, you can go to your presentations file. You open it up, it will be online like the way that I am showing right now. And then you can record the video. That is good thing in Zoom and what is called WebEx. Online, you can keep it the record so that also can be shared with the students. Then if you want to see the participants, you can go to the participants. One good thing which I really like on Zoom and WebEx, that you can do all message, that is you are messaging to all participants, or you can do a personalized messaging, selecting a particular person and sending message chatting to them, which is not available in the Google Meet. Google Meet is free. Whenever you are writing a message in the Google Meet, you go to everyone. But sometimes you may want to chat person to person, one to one. So in that case, you better go and do the select that person's name and write that text or whatever you want to send and pass it over there. And then that 3 dotted button is basically for some other features that you can use it from there. And then if you want to leave that meeting, you have to press that cross to come from there. So this is the sharing screen. If after sharing, you will going to get that window. Select the screen that you would like to share. You click it here. It will going to be automatically. It will be visible to the others. So that way you can create these things. So if you really want more better demonstration of that, you please go to the YouTube channel, my YouTube channel. Okay, you can search it with my name also. You will get a lot of other lectures are available. So you go and search. Fully you can see at it during your free time and see how to use that thing, and you can do the practice from there to use how to use this online video conferencing tools.
Okay, sir. Thanks, sir. Thanks, sir.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Is there any other question? Someone else also ask?
Hello.
Yeah.
A very informative session you are giving, sir. One question is there: how can we assess the students' performance during online teaching? Are there any tools to assess them?
Right now, I'm going to discuss only on the online exam system for assessment and all. Okay, so I'll discuss. I'll come into that. How
Thank
you
you.
can do online. Yeah.
Thank you very much, sir.
Hello,
Yeah.
sir. Can we?
Hello. Hello. Your voice is not coming. Hello.
Sir, I'm audible, sir.
Yeah, you are audible.
Yeah.
Subramaniam. Yeah, Dr. Subramaniam, you are audible.
Yeah. From Tamil Nadu Education University. So you have done a great job, sir. I have learned so many new things from you. And my hearty congratulations to you for giving a wonderful session. So we realize the importance of online teaching during this pandemic period. So you are in this regard, your session is highly useful to all the stakeholders. Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you. Thanks for your patience for attending the lecture. So I have one more part. Then again, I'll come back to the question answer session. Okay. Dr. Sudhir, if you have an audio problem, you can throw your queries after the end of the session. Okay, we'll again come back. We'll come back, and I really love to interact because all of you are actually calling. We are all a teacher. We are facing a lot of difficult time. We are facing also. So we'll again come back. So if you have any queries, by that time you can keep your query ready so that we can have a lot of interactions. If the organizers allow. If the organizers being town, if they allow, definitely we can go for good interactions, no problem. Okay, so let me finish that part, that how you're going to, some of you have really excited to assess the students online, how we can do that thing. So this is the thing that I would like to discuss. So there are two ways that we normally assess the student. One is objective type questions, another is descriptive type or is essay type questions. Because in some of the subjects, you cannot think objective type of questions. That means the multi-choice objective type of question answer. In that case, you may have to go for descriptive type of question answer. So both the platform I am going to discuss with you. So let me talk about the objective types. It is relatively reduce your overall effort to evaluate them, because the evaluation is going to be automatic, result will going to be instant, and the students can able to view their scores instantly, immediately after completion of your exam. That's the best thing for the tool that I'd like to discuss, that is called Classmaker. Okay, so Classmaker, I'm using my Classmaker for online quiz examinations. Yes, some text part also they can do. It's not like that everything will going to be quiz kind of a thing. They can also have a text write up also. They can type it, they can give their answer if there is some short description kind of answers. But only thing is that part you have to evaluate manually. That facility is also available. That part you can do it manually. So if you're really having some quiz type of question answer, if you can set these things, it will be very easy for for your life also. You don't have to bother. You set the questions, you set the possible set of options, and then what is the right answer. It will automatically evaluate and give you the results. So Classmaker, whatever, is free, but it's a limited version, because if you really want all the features, though it's not really required. I never face any such problem of using free versions. The free version itself is sufficient for us. So what you have to do, you have to download from not download, sorry. It's a web-based application. That means you don't have to download anything. Web page will be there. You have to create your account. Okay, so that is in www.classmaker.com. So that you can go over there. Let me tell you once and again, no need to do any copy paste kind of thing or something like that. All the lectures are available in my channel. Okay, if you do not having any issue, you just be in touch with me through the organizer. I'll definitely help you out if it's missing in my lecture. Okay, now another subjective type of thing that you can do is the exam.net, but that is not that well developed software, but definitely you can use it. If you want to use it, you can use it. That is called exam.net. Okay, let me talk about the Classmaker. So in the Classmaker, you can have multi-choice question answer, any number of options choice you can give it to the student. True false, you can do that thing. Matching between two different questions and answers that students normally do. Free text where they can type it. Okay, and definitely grammar checking, all it's not required. Then essay type of things you can also do, much larger text that you can add it over there. Okay, so first, the steps which that it actually involves, it's basically create a group. First, you have to creating a group. Okay, then let us assume ki BSc, BA first year. That is your group of studies, or you are teaching a bachelor degree philosophy. So you create a bachelor first semester philosophy. You can create a group. Okay, then like that you can have many number of groups, as many classes that you are teaching. Okay, and then you have to invite the students, participants. There are two modes that way you can do that thing. I'll show you. And then you create your test and create your question bank. And then after that, you on the right time, right date, you can throw the questions. Everybody's screens, it will going to come over there. Okay. Good thing is that questions will going to be randomized. Okay. Question will be going to be randomized. One student's set of questions will going to be different from other set of questions, number and everything. So that because students are very smart. Okay, even then they'll do the malpractice through WhatsApp and all that I am observing. You cannot stop them, but at least certain level you can do some kind of proctored examinations over there. They cannot do copy paste from the screen. That locking is available in Classmaker. Okay, and in each screen you can have a single question and answer that you can set it up. They cannot go back to the question, that also you can set it up. Timing you can set it up. You don't have to bother about the timing. They are not submitting it now. Automatically it will going to be submitted by that particular time. So a lot of good facilities which are available in the Classmaker. And of course that I really like, that automatic evaluations. You don't have to go check and every answer script. If your classroom is very large, the automatic one is the most easiest thing. You just set that question paper and at the right answer, you're going to get the entire mark sheet. Within a fraction of a second. So this is the thing that you have to create your, I mean, this is the Classroom Classmaker web page. So you have to register, you have to type it register free, and then you have to give all the details. But before going to do the thing, you have to select test takers and administrators. Okay. So what you have to do, for the education use register, you have to do that thing. For business houses, if they really want some interview to be conducted, they can do it by paying. And the students are all going to register with test takers. Okay, they are basically the test takers. So you have to create your profile as a teacher, for education use, so that you can do the thing, create your own, I mean, what is called account. So this is the screen where you're going to get all the details that you have to give it over there with an email ID and all. And once it is created, you will go log in and go inside that. This is the inside screen. Okay, there are, as I've said, there are tests that you are creating. Group you have to create it. So you can create a test, or you can create a group also, no problem. So create your test by setting your all the questions, and then assign that test to some of the group, and then immediately you will going, after the examination, you are going to get the results. I'm going very quickly, but these lectures are also available. The live demonstrations are also available in my video lectures. So you can go very coolly, and you can understand how you can use that thing. Okay. So that, let us assume I have created a group called MCA Data Structure 2020. So by clicking new group, okay, if you click in new group, you're going to get that thing. Now once you created a new group, now you will have to ask the students to join. Okay, what you can do, either you share, so add members. So you have to go to the add member option, and then there are two options that you can do. Self-registration students can do, or you will going to register them into your group automatically. So register, how you going to do that thing? You have to give the student's name, either of this format: first name, last name and email, or last name, comma first name, comma email, and then give the entire list in the new members. Automatically it will throw an email, and it will, by default, it will keep the student's account ready. So they just have to create an account by that particular email ID. And you can give a default member password, so they'll go and they can change their own password. Okay. Now another way that you can use it is using self-registration. What you can do, from there, it will going to do what? Let us assume you have 40 students you would like to add. You select it from here. You select it from here the 20. What it will do? It will create 20 code. Okay, 20 registration code. You share this 20 registration code along with your roll number, just not to avoid conflicts among the students. Because one code can be used one time by a particular user only. So what you can do, you can have the student roll number wise, you can assign the code and ask the students that where to go, and then ask them to register with that particular code. Automatically they will going to be in your group. Okay, automatically. So once they register themselves. So so then you can even print and share with the students also, no problem. You can do that. Now you can create a new test by clicking new test. So you can create your category, you can create your own category, or you can keep by default, no issue, no problem. Okay. Now what you can do, in the free version, there is no option of import and all. You have to manually add the questions, or you can create your question bank. Let us assume you have created for this year. You would like to use those questions, reuse those questions in the next year. Then all the questions will going to be there in the question bank. You have to just select from the question bank, and then you put it in the current test. So both the things which will be there. This is the screen where the first box is basically for typing your question, and these are all for your objective, the choices that you can give it. You can add images also. You can add equations also. Very good features which are available. Most of the tools may not have. You can do that formatting also, coloring also, superscript, subscript, everything you can do that thing. You see here this screen. If you click it, once it is there below the screen, you will going to get all the options. Let me tell you, randomized answers. It means question number 5. Let us assume you have 4 options. Now option A, option B, option C, and option D. You can randomize so that 2 students cannot exchange their answer. See, what is the answer for the question 5? Somebody may say B, but in his screen it may not be the same answer. So that will randomize. Okay, so that feature is available. At the same time, questions also randomized. My screen, the question which is there in my screen is question number 5, may not be same question, may have a different number in another screen. So that actually some way give a very good proctored examination. Okay, and then there are a lot of options you can set it from there. You can go to my lectures and then you can see in details. This is the questions. Once you set it, then it will look like you can have a preview test at any time. You can go for a preview test to see how student screen will going to appear. So that you can do that thing. You can click the answers and see what is the result, whether you have really set the correct answer or not. It is very important to check. Otherwise, there will be very chaos at the end. If they have given an answer correct, but you have set wrongly some wrong answers, then you have to do adjust with the students. It will be very difficult. So you have to be very careful while setting the questions. You have to be very careful while setting the right answers for every questions. So these are all the demonstrations which are available in my presentation slides. I'm skipping all these things from there. Whatever it is important. This is the question bank. There are 16 questions which are there. You can pick it from there and you can set, or you can set fresh any questions you can add it, and everything whatever you are adding in new questions, it will automatically go to the question bank. It will be there all throughout. So I'm skipping these things. So all the features. One more important thing while throwing a question, a test to the group, you have to be very careful on setting your parameters. Let me describe this thing. This is very important. How to assess. So as and when you are clicking available, automatically it will going to be available on the screen of the student. So be careful. Don't give it available at the very beginning. What you can do instead, you can set the time and date for your examination, and you can set a good, let us assume your examination of 50 minutes time. What you can do to avoid some unnecessary technical hiccups, because sometimes some students may join late, then they also need some time. What you can do, you can give a larger timing. The duration of the exam will be 1.5 hours, but truly a student will going to get only 50 minutes, let us assume. So in that case, what you can do, the overall examination time, you can keep it a bit larger to avoid such kind of technical hiccups. And then what you can do, you see here, I don't know whether you can see my cursor or not. I can show you some color. See this time. This time here you can set the actual time of the examination. If it is a 50 minutes, you can keep it 50 minutes, so that as and when students join, the clock will start from there, and immediately after 50 minutes it will going to be submitted. Okay, so and then some of the things that you can do, like attempt. Okay, how many attempts you will allow? A student may answer it, then they may allow to change for the second time that each option. It's up to you, because students are very clever. They can naturally at home, they can open up books, they can open up some online materials also. So if you want to make a strict examination, you give them one chance. Once it is clicked, they cannot consult with the other students also by that time, and then it's okay. But if you really want that, no, I want to give multiple times, you can set that time over there. Okay, and then randomize. This is also, if you want that randomize, it's better option. If you want randomize, you can make it yes. Then every screen who is going to students going to screen having a different set of questions. Okay, and how many questions you would like to display per page? You can set 1. If you want 2 questions, I would like to make it, so you can give 2. It's up to you. How to set the test paper? It's completely up to you. Okay, and then once it is done, even live, you can see which student performing what, whether they have submitted things or not. Even you can force the students to stop their exam from your own terminal. So click it in the result. You can see the whole list. You see, this is my students, they have performed. You can see that how many questions they have attempted, how much score they have done. Okay, even if you feel that there are some error happen in your question setting, you want to add the marks for some questions manually, that also is possible. Okay, you click it in the answer and go there into that question and answer, and you can set that from there. Okay, so I'm not describing all those things. If you have any doubt, you can ask me later on also through email. I can help you out into that, because I am regularly using these things. So descriptive type of questions, if you really work, then you have to take the help of exam.net, but it's not that very well developed software, as I mentioned over there. But there are 2 different modes are there, student and teacher. As a teacher, you have to log in create your own account. Okay, and student will go through students, and then to join a particular examination, you will have to share a key with them. Okay, and then that with that key, they can go and then join that particular examination. Okay, and then you can create your own examination. Okay, there are a lot of options are available over there. Okay, you can see my video from there, it's available. And then you have to give a writing area where they can type it. Okay, spell check, if you really want, then you can keep it there, spell check. And then once you create it, you are going to get a kind of a key, as I have shown you here. That key you have to share with the students. Then with that key, they can go and join that examination. Okay, and then let me show you this thing, the facility. There, here, what you can do, you can prepare your question paper in an MS Word, and then you can do kind of a copy paste like an MS Word screen over here. So it will be like a normal MS Word type question paper. The student can get it, which is not possible in the Classmaker. So if you really feel, then you can make such kind of question paper with them. Okay. So then once student join with their key, they'll have to give the details of that. This is runtime. They don't have already created account. They'll give their name and everything over there, and they automatically they'll go into that examination room. And what they do, they can see the question paper what you have set up over there, and they can write over there. Okay, they can write in the screen. Okay, and then it will automatically submit it with their name in your folder or Google Drive. Okay, it will be automatically or Dropbox. It will be there. You can at any time you download those screens, scripts, and you can evaluate that. But it will be going to be completely manual. One good thing is that if students want to write it in hand, okay, if they want to write in hand and then scan it, good thing is that you can allow them to do that. I mean, taking the snapshot photo of their answer script, handwritten script, and upload, and it will automatically generate one QR code if they want. Okay, that is through scan solution, and then they'll sync with their mobile, and then they'll click it, automatically it will submit to the examination answer script, and it will be available with you as a teacher. Another good thing is that if while you are looking, it's a kind of a very good intelligent thing. If they switch from this screen to some other screen, automatically it will lock their screen. It means somewhere they are doing some kind of malpractice. So that automatically it will guess if the focus moves from its screen, it will lock that thing. So then if they need your permission, okay, they have to send a request unlock. It's up to you as a teacher whether you allow them or not. Okay, because normally what happens when they are giving this exam, they go and browse something from the answer from the net and try to give it. Once they move it, it will going to lock, which is not available in the Classmaker. So this is the folder where you're going to get all the details in Google Drive. Okay, there will be dedicated Google Drive kind of thing you can download as a PDF. Okay, and then you can ask the student for forceful submission of the student, because there is, I mean, after the time you can ask, I'll not allow to do that thing. You can force submission also, it will be allowed. You can see how many have exam started, how many have submitted their exam, and how many are ongoing. These statistics also you can get it from there. Okay, these all the names also you can get it, who are the students who have joined into this. Anyway, as I have mentioned, this is my kind of a YouTube channel. These are all the other than things. I also have some lectures on computer science data structure also. I have created using Screenpresso and kept it in the YouTube. Even you also can make a YouTube channel. Whatever resources you are developing, you can put it over there so that it will be remain all throughout your career. You can say you can share it with anyone. So in this channel, you are going to get my lectures, whatever today I have discussed, with better demonstrations. Okay, if you really want, you can go with that. So with that, I must say, still the situation not arrived for unsafe roaming in the open space. So stay home, stay safe.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you for your enlightening session. Really, it was useful to all, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. Thanks for your.
Now the forum is, sir, one second, sir. Now the forum is open to the participants. If you have any queries, you can ask, sir.
Hello, sir. How can we collaborate students during online session for project-based learning?
How can you collaborate with the students for project learning? What type of project?
If we have to give to children, small children up to 6th or 7th class, they have to collaborate and they have to make to get the answer of any mathematical question, but by collaborative method.
Means all of them will join.
Yes, yes, all of them will join. If there is a class of 20 students, I have to make five students in each group, and I have to give an assignment all of them, and I have to keep check on them.
Yeah, that you can do it using Google Classroom very nicely. If you really want such kind of things, you can do that thing, and they will going to get the questions from there. They can do that thing, and they can upload their answer based on once you assign them. So Google Classroom is very convenient for that. Have you ever tried with Google Classroom?
No, sir. No, sir.
Okay. Then you please go through my video lectures. So it's very good. I mean, these kind of scenarios to manage small group assignments kind of thing. It's very easy to do that. Very easy.
Can we take in online mode that collaborative?
Yeah, everything is online. Everything is online. Everything is online. You can set the timing. You can set the time. By that time they will going to. But live looking into their screen, that facility is not there. But what I normally do. When I allow the students to go for online examination and all, I normally ask, ask them to join in Google Meet or Zoom. Ask them to keep their camera on all throughout the exam. And allow them to appear for that examination, so that at least certain level you can stop some kind of malpractice or taking help from somebody else. Because nowadays students, what they do, they take help from somebody else. That is a common thing. But if you ask them to keep the camera on, okay, naturally you can have proctored examination. So, or even in the collaborative research also, some not integrated way, but somehow you can manage this collaborative online kind of thing.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. And other question is there. Can you suggest any gamification tool?
Gamification
for mathematics or science?
Lot of videos are available, animations are available. Lot of videos and animations are available for that whatever you are talking about, that animating the what is called the mathematical concepts, all physics, all history. Lot of such tools are nowadays available. So I think you can explore these things. I have observed nowadays these online education teams like Byju's and others. They are really good in preparing these things. So if they can do, I think these kind of videos are also available, freely available in YouTube also. I think if you go with your topic, search it in the net, I'm sure you're going to get that. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much.
Any other queries, sir, Sanvasan?
Is there any query which has been typed? I don't know. In the chat box, is there any query? Someone is asking for my email ID, so let me write it over here. Though I have thrown it over there. This is my official email ID. I'm writing. So I have sent it to everyone. I must thank everyone that you have, appreciated my lectures. It's really motivating for me. It's really motivating for me that you are appreciating, though I am not giving any kind of a technical talk. Though I give technical talk, but nowadays I'm growing that interest to help my teaching fraternity to use those tools for their lectures. So it's not my area. You have come to know already. But I really love, nowadays I really love to help my colleagues, my friends to utilize these modern technologies for their teaching purposes. So you are free to ask anything if you really want to ask something. Um, I'm still here. Any questions?
Hello,
I
sir.
think no more queries, sir. Thank you,
Hello,
sir.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Uh,
Yes, ma'am.
just now you have told about that control or shift W for white screen and for
Right.
that be black screen. So
Right.
can we do it in both Google Slides and Microsoft?
I do not have any knowledge about the Google presentation, how they are doing, whether that feature is available or not. But PowerPoint is available. PowerPoint, but the thing here is that Google presentation, since it's online, I don't know whether they kept that feature or not. I think you can explore. You can explore later on.
Thank
see
you
whether
very
they are
much.
given or not.
Thank you very
Hello,
much.
sir.
Sir.
Thank you, sir,
Yeah.
for your clear-cut presentation. The slides which you designed is awesome. It's an abstract presentation on tools which is helpful in online teaching. The session is lively, much more interesting and amazing, sir. We have learned a lot today, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you so much. Thank you. If it is beneficial for you, see, for last several days you are listening so many lectures, but at least there should be some takeaway. Okay, there should be some takeaway after that course. So that is my intention, to give something new to you. So if I am successful, definitely I'll be more happy. So if it is really beneficial for you all, some way, if you can utilize that thing after that course, after that session, whatever it is, then definitely I feel more successful of delivering that lecture.
Of course, sir. Of course. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for your valuable presence, sir. Thank you.
As we express our gratitude, we must never forget that the highest appreciation is not to utter words, but to live by them. I am interested with the pleasant task of proposing vote of thanks for this appreciation. Thank you all the dignitaries.
Noise, lot of noise, microphone noise. I think this is a microphone noise.
Next, I would like to propose my incredible thanks to my principal, Dr. M.R. Lakshminarayanan sir, who supports and motivates us to do our activities. I extend my heartfelt thanks to our Director Academics, Kalaimamani Dr. Arasu Parameshwaran sir, who guides us in all walks of our activities. I am indeed grateful to our chief guests, Dr. Deepak Patnagar and Dr. Varun Raj, for their valuable and extraordinary. Thanks to our chief guests who spent their time
Okay, sorry for the technical issue, sir. I thank you, sir. I thank you, everyone. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks.
Shall we wind up, sir?
Can we leave? Can I leave?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
We shall wind up now. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.